Have you ever had this problem in Hypixel Skyblock where adding a new book to your sword costs way too many levels? Well, don't worry, after seeing this video, it's never happening to you again. Seems like I always get my video ideas when I'm farming for summoning eyes. So, a few days ago, there was this non with his new aspect of the end, and he was asking people that what enchants he should put on his sword. I just told him that most of them, because I didn't want to go into detail why some enchants are useless and some even bad for your sword. But it wasn't enough for him, so he came to me and asked if I could check out his sword. I honestly felt bad when I saw it. The only good enchant it had was sharpness 5, everything else was like level 4 or level 3, Ender Slayer 3, critical 4, stuff like that. So I just told him that there's no way you can save that sword, just make a new one. But he obviously was like,
can I just add more books to it?
Well, the thing is, yeah, he could add more books on it, but it would cost way too many levels, and we don't want that to happen. So today I'm showing you how to enchant your sword, your bow, or your armor in Hypixel Skyblock. Here we have my beautiful spicy aspect of the cherry, with every single sword enchant in the game, but obviously not all of these are useful. The ones that you really need are critical, Ender Slayer, execute, first strike, giant killer, looting, lifesteal, luck, sharpness, and vampirism. I didn't include telekinesis because you can just buy that for 100 coins. The one enchant you really want to avoid is cleave. All the other ones are not that important and it's basically just personal preference if you want to add them. So, how are you supposed to enchant then? When I made my first aspect of the end, which is right here by the way, I just enchanted the sword and then I enchanted books and kept putting the books on my sword one by one. That was the biggest mistake I could have ever done. And thanks to that, if I want to add something to my sword now, it would cost me 781 levels, which is absolutely insane, and there is no way I can afford that. If you don't want to be like me and waste all your levels on one sword, do not put the books on your sword one by one. Enchant them all and put them into a chest. It's better to make all the books ready before adding anything to the sword, because there's a chance of getting more than just one enchant you need in the same book. It's also really important that you know how many times your sword and the books you are putting on the sword have been in the anvil. That's why I do not recommend buying any books from players or the auction, because you have no idea how they were made. They could have been in the anvil once, twice, or even 0 times. There's no way to check. So try avoiding any books from the auction, unless they are the ones from dark auction, so like Sharp 6, Giant Killer 6, stuff like that. The only enchant I'm missing right now is Lifesteal 3, and since I'm only missing one, I will craft it. You can craft books as long as you remember what books you have crafted, but try to avoid doing it as much as you can. Right now, none of these books have been in the anvil, same with the sword. I'm gonna start this off by enchanting the sword. If you don't wanna risk getting knockback or some other bad enchant, then obviously don't enchant your sword. We got Ender Slayer and sharpness 5, which means we only have to put 12 books on the sword now. We take the sword and we take one book out and we combine them, which is gonna cost us 7 levels. Now, to make this video more understandable, I'm gonna call the times the item has been in the anvil hammers. So this sword has one hammer on it right now because it has been in the anvil once. And what we want to do next is to put a book on the sword that has one hammer as well. So we are gonna take 2 books and combine them with each other. So now this book has one hammer on it as well. And now we can combine the sword and the book with one hammer, which is gonna cost us 21 levels. Now this sword has 2 hammers. Let's say I put 1 book on it right now. If I put 1 book with 0 hammers to a sword with 2 hammers, it's gonna be 3 hammers. But the thing is, if I put a book with 2 hammers on it to a sword with 2 hammers on it, it's still gonna be 3 hammers. Now, what we want to do, we wanna take 4 books out, and the way you combine these 4 books is important. To make a book with 2 hammers, we have to make 2 books with 1 hammer. So we have to combine these 2 and these 2. And then we can combine these 2 together. So this book has 1 hammer, and this book has 1 hammer. And this book is gonna have 2 hammers. And when we combine the sword with 2 hammers, with the book with 2 hammers, the sword is gonna have 3 hammers. So now that our sword has 3 hammers, it would be ideal to add 8 books next. But since we don't have that many enchants left, it doesn't even matter that we crafted the lifesteal. So all we do now is basically the same thing. We combine these 2 books together, so this book has 1 hammer. Then we combine the lifesteals together, so this book has 1 hammer. If we add this book with 0 hammers to a book with 1 hammer, it's still gonna be 2 hammers. But it doesn't matter because we need a book with 3 hammers to this sword anyway. So now we have a book with 2 hammers and a book with 1 hammer, 33 levels. And then we're gonna add this book with 3 hammers to a sword with 3 hammers, and it's gonna be 58 levels. And now we basically have a perfect aspect of the end. If I wanted to add something to this sword, it would cost me only 61 levels. Meanwhile, if I want to put something on this sword, it would cost me 781 levels. I enchanted my spicy aspect of the dragons the right way, so it would only cost me 61, even though I have like almost every single enchant on it. So it really does make a difference how you add the books on the sword. As you can see from this beautiful picture I just made, when I was enchanting my first ever aspect of the end, the hammer count was at 4 after 4 books. Meanwhile, if I enchant correctly, the hammer count would be at 4 after 15 books. So you can really see here how many levels you save if you enchant the right way. Also, if you don't want to enchant the sword like I did at the start, then just replace this first book with a sharp 5 book so you don't accidentally get smite or something else on it. And then just start adding the books the same way. If you don't know how to get levels fast, the best way is obviously just to waste your money on Titanic experience bottles, but not everyone can afford that. So I recommend using either diamond or emerald minions. It's gonna help you a lot if you have the experience artifact, some experience potions, full lapis armor, and then obviously experience 3 enchant on your pickaxe.
Then just mine all the diamonds from the minions.
It's time to abuse the YouTube rank. Let's say 2 million. Just kidding. We are obviously giving it away. So let's try to find a guy who is grinding zealots with either Silver Fang or Ember Rod. You do find those people sometimes. Wait, what is that sword? I think it's a golem sword, right? Yeah, okay. Well, that's not Silver Fang. Usually they're safe spotting over here, but I don't see anyone. I only see like dragon armor people. Why is it so hard to find someone with a bad weapon? Why is everyone so good nowadays? All of these guys have dragon armor and good weapons. Every time I grind summoning eyes, I see people with like hardened diamond and silver fangs, but now when I need one, I can't find any. Okay, I didn't find anyone grinding zealots with a Ember Rod, but there's a guy with one right here. Is it a good Ember Rod? Come on, show me. Yeah, it's not bad. But I'm gonna give him a better weapon. Take it. Just please take it. Take it. Why is he not taking it? Palikka isn't noticing a single player. Yeah, it's kinda hard to type when I'm in a trade. Come on, dude. Why don't you just accept the trade? Why doesn't he take it? Maybe he passed out. Oh, he's giving me his Ember Rod. That's so cute. That's so cute. I guess I will take it. Enjoy. Can I make a oh, he's so cute. Sure, mate. Take a screenshot with me. Well, since he gave me his Ember Rod, we have to go to the gold mines and find someone who needs the Ember Rod. Maybe this guy right here. Lord, can you show me your weapon? Come on, Lord. Stop! Lord! Don't run away! Oh, well, he lost his chance. Come on, dude. Show me your weapon. Okay, it's a diamond sword. Trade me. This is a good trade. Spicy Ember Rod for Zealous diamond sword. He's so happy. I'm glad. Well, it's time for me to leave. I have seen everything. I hope this video helped you guys out, and the only time you have to waste is the time you spent getting the books from the enchanting table. I really hope they would improve this system because sometimes it takes like 30 minutes to get the enchant you need.